So essentially means that they weren't taking fights, they weren't taking risks, they took calculated options. We are ready for this one. It's Miramar, it's round 5, it's the first game of the final day. Everything comes down to this. Now this is the moment to step up. This is a Sunday. You know, any given time, it is going to be now.
Well, plane is in the air, and away we go. We're going to be skirting the southern end of Miramar, which unfortunately will kind of cut off all the northern regions. We did see this yesterday, a more southerly based swing. You know, when you're looking further afield, you're looking up towards Terry Bronca, you've got Campo, you've got El Hazar, all the big places, El Pozo. San Martin can be extremely busy. You do have a couple of teams that will float around there, but generally speaking, Pecado, Montenuvo, La Benedicta, going further afield than that can cause problems, especially if that circle does go down south.
Well, I'm glad you took on the names there.
I had a crack.
Look, I was going to go for my version of the names. I'll probably get in trouble for it. So, I mean, I'll see how we go. But the one thing with Miramar is the size of this map, the scalability. We'll be talking our way through it as we go. And, of course, these are the guys to be watching here. OMG. Beautiful work from them so far. But Savage living up to the name, going hunting with the shotgun. Straight into Leones, the busiest town available, the biggest town throughout this one. So they've spotted out, I think that was Mr. Yoppie. Yes, he's on the run now. He's going to get out of there. It's easy to kind of lose your way through this town and try and get away from all the vision. But the one thing about this map is, oh, and that circle is rude. It's been real rude. Northeast, that northern side is completely absent of players, but vehicles are hard to find in this one sometimes. You could be in a fight with 3 other teams potentially on the same road within the same span. So there's going to be a lot of fights for that and a lot of teams considering where to go here.
So the biggest one I want to kind of pick up on here, Lauren, is the fact that Liquid, we know they're a bit of a Miramar team. You know, they play for GLL.
Oh, this is nice! You can't be doing that. It's against certain things. Toxic. Thanks the Lord he ran out of ammo.
Everyone's just trying to get a couple of early engagements, and why the hell not? If you're picking up both these players on your screen rocking the AKM with the 7.62, no one's wearing any body armor at this rate. You might as well go for it. But touching back on Liquid, they've not decided to go Pecado. They're going to take a very westernly swing here. Maybe they're just going to play this the late game. You do have at the top La Cantada, and of course you have Coberera as well. So there is potential to do that. They're very, very spread out at the moment, more than likely looking for vehicles. We see them on Erengel. When they'll go, they'll drop Yasnaya, 2 will go there. The rest will go off and get the utility, bring it back home. But they're going to play a bit of a later game here. Let's, I think it would be only fair, because it is a rather large talking point at the moment. The boys on your screen right now, OMG. 4 games, 55 kills. That's absolutely ridiculous. And when we look at between them, Lion KK with 24, 3,260 damage. Zhao Hai, 17, 2560 damage. And then down at the bottom, you have someone with 10 kills in the form of Gaxi with 1,680. Like, what a massive drop-off, almost doubling 3rd place.
Yeah, it's a big change here. So welcome, South George. I think, again, it's very easy to overlook how great they have been when there's such a dominant team. But they've been playing very nicely for themselves. But it looks like First Blood has been officially drawn there. So again, this is a bit of an issue. This map, you don't want early engagements. Loot is a little bit sparser in comparison to the other maps. So again, you want to be able to ensure you get those 2-2s. You want to not get too much pressure early on. You want to be able to get range as well. That's a big thing on this map. You need range. You need your DMRs. This is why it bodes very well for teams like OMG, or teams who like to take ranged fights to a degree, or succeed in them, should I say, is the fact that you need it on this map. A lot of it's very terrain-based. It's not so up close and personal on occasion. Of course, once the circle moves in, it's all the same. But you are given plenty of opportunities to get those Kar 98s out, get those SKSs, the minis. The DMRs are really working in this. You're already seeing the Kar 98, the loops up on the back of it, all looking nice for Keen. So good to be seen there. And Vanguard had a wonderful game on Miramar as well. Can't overlook what they achieved.
Yeah, it's fun that I see the CIS boys stepping up to the plate and stepping up to, more importantly, what we know they can do and what they can achieve. They're a fantastic set of individuals. They're a fantastic 2 teams. I mean, they kind of run the CIS region at the moment. You looked at, again, the qualifiers. They were head and shoulders above anybody else. Don't get me wrong. The CIS is definitely, it's a budding area. There are a lot of good teams that are on the come up now, a lot of certain individuals that are going to be your stars of the future. But right now, they are the bosses. They're the ones running it, and they're kind of just trying to catch up to one another. If one takes the lead, it's the other one that has to follow.
I think a lot of people coming to this event were also putting them as a dark horse, the CIS region. Most people are looking at Europe to be quite dominant, at least in first person. That was wrong for now. Overall, they've done fine. Just, you know, just being a meme. But the point is, just banter. But the point is that the CIS region was always going to be that kind of like dark horse pick because we know how well they can play. Na'Vi have had a couple of roster issues. Obviously, that's played them slightly or slowed their roll down. But beyond that, Avangard are phenomenal. So, again, we were kind of looking at them to be the team to surprise us, or the region, should I say, to surprise us. But that was not the case.
What happened so far? Let's look at the circle and see where the rotations are going to be coming through. Juara onto Mike's. He does go down. That's a knock for now. We'll see if they advance on this one to try and claim these initial 15 points. Obviously, earlier on, we saw Savage poking away with the 686. They did disengage from that fight, and so be it. Honestly, on a map like this, you can just turn into any kind of compound or building, and the amount of guns that can be in there. I've seen Anti-Pyro in one certain event where he just found a Saiga. It's like, okay, boys, let's have it. Let's rock and roll. And it's job done.
Now, I'm looking at positioning early from a couple of teams. We do have this little bit of a battle going on, because that should be a confirmed kill if the nade does go far enough. Not quite landing there just yet, but bleeding out quite heavily here. Damage is being done. He's dropping the loot on the way. So it's just like, if I can't have it, no one can. Sod ya. But we are seeing a couple of teams on the way out, on the road, and a lot of this will be happening. A lot will be able to spot each other on the way on these rotations. But I wondered about the teams who went to the north early on. We knew the flight path coming through was relatively towards the south, making the teams who took the longer road towards the north once that circle hit have a huge benefit. So Honey Badger Nation, for example, will have a lovely looting phase. They do need to not get too comfortable. It's very easy to get, you know, rest on your laurels a little too much and not be aware that teams will be working in towards you. So that's something to keep your mind on. Now Savage on the go. Ragnar leading the squad out, but 4 AM, a tag or two coming through there. You don't want to get those vehicles too damaged up. You've got a long old road ahead of you.
The fact that you can, I mean, it's been in for a while now, but the fact that you can take out the tires it's something to play for. If you just go for the spray, if you can't at least kill them, do as much damage, but go for the wheels on a map like this. All right, there's a lot of terrain that you can play off of. I think that's the biggest difference between this and Erangel. If you're running through an open field on Erangel, it's literally an open field. You've got to fight for survival. You're just going to get mowed down. With this, there is objects. There is a lot of, you know, there's a lot of cabins, there's a lot of rocks.
The topography of the map.
That's the word I was looking for. There is
oh, here we go.
Orc.
Not bad.
Not bad. Good gun.
It's just you're a very green bushwookie in a very arid map.
Maybe one with a bush. You have to find them, spot them out, just get stuck in, hide away. Especially with the Org as well, up close and personal. And regardless of how much of a hit it took during patch 12, that thing is accurate. And
now,
the kick on it is nigh on nothing.
I really want to keep tabs on how OMG play rotations here, because those guys early game really didn't take too many risky fights. They were never really caught here. And you can see they were looting down in Tumasera, so now they're heading all the way north, taking a very long road, kind of playing the timing on the blue. Not in a mad hurry, collecting vehicles on the way, but other teams are already in the circle now start tussling for that good real estate. But there's plenty of terrain you can play off, plenty of areas you can sit in that are just as viable as sitting towards compounds. So in case you get worried, like, oh, my favorite team doesn't have that building, or, you know, I haven't got a good spot, they'll be just fine. Now, Welcome South George are heading all the way up north as well, but right now we are seeing Chiefs trying to just show off, you know, puff out their chests and say, don't you dare come towards our compound.
Actually could have a bit of an engagement with OMG. You see TG right next to
the pan hits.
Yeah, now he's all kinds of panic, unless that's the vehicle that we hear in the background. Actually, I think it is.
It's got to be.
I think that's potentially going to be Gold looking at the map, because they're the ones being shot at the moment. As Gold are on a rotation down, they're stuck between two teams. Ghost in front, AHQ in the back. TG have split off from Black. Also, OMG are there. There's potentially 4 teams that might inject themselves in this circle at the potential same place. Savage still no rest for the wicked. This is the second team now on their
nicely looted
backs.
though. Very nice loot on him. He had decent setup there.
I mean,
can't be sad at that. As long as you get your DMR, I feel always that there's an option for you in this game.
100%, and especially with the damage multiplier on the head, if you can at least get one tick off of a quick thing, and away you go.
Yeah, you're feeling good.
It's, you know, you don't even have to pressure kills on this map. You can just tech one. It's like, okay, I've done enough damage now. I can run away and get a better position.
Oh. They have a lot of vehicles, don't worry too much. They've been collecting en route, so they can pick up their buddy, and you can see them taking their time on this little dip.
Just ram it, flip it.
You could do. If they want to try and keep this, maybe to be able to create options down the line. Could be a nade if needed.
Do it. I believe.
But it just flings into the teammate. Very flat car, going to be quite tricky. Maybe they'll just take it with them. It can be just like a mobile shelter.
He's trying, bless him.
They're giving it a good go. And they're not in the safety yet. And this will slow them down slightly, so that could give an opportunity for the other teams to get into better positions earlier towards the north.
I won't lie, that actually might have done them a favour because they've just avoided on the main road above them, TG and Liquid on rotation. Black's always there as well. So there's 3 teams that they actually, by slowing them down in this vehicle side, might have done them favours. In fact, Black have found them.
Now, this could be an issue. I don't think OMG were ready for this either. Now, if you are on the other side of things, you might want to keep moving. You don't want to be taking fights when you're outside of the blue on this map. It's just a waste of kind of your utility and everything you have, and you don't get, well, you gain points, so you don't know who you're taking out. You don't know that it's going to be OMG that you're going to be fighting. So again, we're seeing that bit of a crunch towards the northern side, but beyond that, everyone going in, oh, like this, playing opposite to playing paths is always a nice way to do it. It's a very easy mentality to keep in mind. But you don't want too many fights here. This is not when you want to be fighting. You don't want your vest to get damaged. You don't want to get your helmet dinked off. You don't want to be going through your meds or burning those out too early. You want to take your time on it. Find a bit of safety here. And Liquid, we're not surprised at this. We are seeing TG doing something similar, hitting around on that blue, hooking in, as they like to say on the desk, and they're willing to do it. This map is treacherous to drive on the actual, open terrain. Stick it on the road, it's not a bad idea, and that car can gun it. That's all good.
Really intrigued to see where this next circle go. I can't kind of think what's going to be a stronger position necessarily, and everyone obviously around the middle of the map towards the coastline, they'll all be grouped up. If it goes that way, you wouldn't see too much action. You would see rotational test, and it does. It goes almost center, so we've got about 20% water there. How do you get into this one now? Banger.
Oh god, we watched it as well. Gates, my guys, it's not how it's meant to be. Is there fire on them now? Oh, there is. It's gone from bad to worse. What a disaster it's been for Team Gates to start with. Now that's 2 knocks. One got done over by the vehicle, and in the background, Genji Black are just making it hurt. This is tough.
NA driving. Oh well. Some free loot there for you boys. Crack on.
Free cars, free loot.
Enjoy. You lost one before, you can pick it back up. Na'Vi, they were playing the late game earlier on. 4AM have decided to dip down low, all the way down south. They'll swing this around. They'll actually be behind Na'Vi. Na'Vi are going to have a bit of a field there because there are several teams directly in front of them. Liquid, TG, we got Honey Badger Nation, and the remnants of Black and OMG. This northern edge of the circle could be a problem.
But I think we're seeing the 2 very different stylistic approaches to this game of the early centralization, getting towards the water because you know how the circles work, or you're going to play it late. You're going to play for the late game and allow others to burn through their utility and everything else. Now, Refund, Funky M's going to get more than a glimpse there. A couple of shots coming through. You can see all these rotation routes being very similar. CGX, though, up for a fight. Happy to take a bit of a challenge there. No. Oh, DJ Chip. Oh, no. Oh, the car. It's okay. It's still well above half HP. Spins it over. We're back underway. Pino's got it under wraps. He's all good. He's ready to go. Mumino is someone who's also ready to go. Spawning out Gaxi there, making a bit of a dash for it. You can see the Serpentine from Gaxi trying to offset the pacing on as he gets up the hill, trying to allow for no shots to be easily hit.
This is kind of the difference what I was trying to get at earlier on with Erangel. Like, generally speaking, all right, you have some hills that you can play off of, but there's not a lot. If you're in the open on Erangels, time and time again, you'll find yourself just completely mowed down. WTSG, they do have all these rocks. They do have the little cabin, they do have the deflet that they can play off the back of, so they can stay alive. Gaxip obviously opts into the UMP up close and personal if CW want to push him. Na'Vi, they found themselves a compound. They're happy for now. They're just on the outskirts of Impala, just to the north of it, so happy days for them. OMG.
Not in a hurry.
No, they're not, which, to be fair, they never... It kind of felt yesterday when we were watching them, they were never in a hurry. They were playing the edge, but they were playing it aggressive. Like, the times that we see teams playing edge, they play slow, but if they saw a team, they wanted kills. They were hungry.
Now, the one thing I do want to say about OMG is the way that they approach the game when it comes to the timing on the blue. I really like how they do it. They're not in a hurry. There's no point getting into the circle right now and pretending that that white line is anything other than a marker coming in about 30, 40 seconds. Yes, it can help you getting in there early, as in the fact you'll be the first to put your foot to it, but if you're OMG and you know you can take a fight, you don't need to hurry it. You're in a good spot. You can buy time, allow others to test the water. We've seen other teams struggle by trying to find that placing, but beyond that, they'll be fine. And actually, someone who's not fine is WTSG. Gaxi going down is devastating. They just needed to do a good game, have a decent game, and they'd have been fine, but that's a big loss for them. They were sat in second place.
Especially when he's the top fragger.
Timid! Oh, no! Oh, this could be all over. There's shots coming in as well. He's been exploded. Down he goes. It's James.
I mean, you roll in front of a Team Liquid player. What do you expect? It's an easy kill for them. The suspension on that car, it's a little bit wild. You've got to go careful. Ibby has been knocked, though. In answer back to this one, James, the car 98, looking to try and find this target. It's Wick. John Wick himself, SLR in hand, but he's going to get smashed from the back. James does see him. Big question is, can they get to Ibby? Do they have the smoke? Do they have the time? I think he's got to play with him in the form of Samty. Fast Rail's going to evacuate from this one. Get the hell out of Dodge. Why not? Like how Scoom just keeping the pressure alive on him.
No scope on that either. So now the next circle comes in, slightly southern, push down, still quite central to this, but it does shift a little harder towards the south. Now, Liquid's loot is not ideal. We're seeing them lacking in some areas. You've got limited meds, but it's okay on James. He's fine. He's still well geared. But you saw that Scoom didn't have a single scope. He didn't even have a red dot or anything on that 416. Now, James has to be careful. He can get peeked out this window if he's being a little bit hap-handed. And Scoom, again, I think he's trying to just juggle what he's got here. But the other teams now up towards the north are going to have to run a bit of a tricky road. That eastern side, it's okay. It's nice to play on the coast, but it's very open. It's very sparse of cover, even with the terrain. I
mean, to kind of extend on that one a bit, Lauren, it kind of goes hand in hand what we said at the start. They were pushed out of their home territory. They like to go Picardo. They drop there. They have their loot routes. Hey, oh, got a bit of a fight on top of the hill. AHQ onto WTSG. Larson answers back. Can he find a second? No, he cannot. He's knocked down now. They've already locked Skaxi. Larson, IGL, he's dead. Winner might be able to get Weissen up, but he is getting tagged up from the side. Vard's there as well. SKS in hand. Will opt to go for the AR. Grenades are going to come out, and the rest of AHQ, Lauren, they want to get involved in this party.
Yeah, and they're doing it well. You can see Vard's nade is doing it perfectly. That will alleviate the pressure. Now he needs to work out where the other two players on this pressure point are coming from. And that's what Miraku's doing. He's holding the back lines, the area where the flank is most likely to come from. And he'll succeed in that for now. He does find one, but the trade comes back in. Miraku goes down. And this is an issue for Welcome South George. They're down to one man standing. It is Vard, though. The guy is good, and he's showing us to why. Takes out M4. The revive should be coming through now. He knows that was a squad wipe, but was anyone else listening? Is anyone else close by? He's going to have to put down a smoke, use some of that utility, and stay alive.
Things not looking good so far, but what a clutch time to win the 1v1 battle. Otherwise, that would have been your second place team going out in 20th place. Down to 2 players. Both of them have been tanked up. They'll be lacking utility, gear, meds, everything else that goes with it. Saying that, there is 6 players dead up there at least, so that's a very...
Where did that come from?
That's a great...
How strong's your arm?
That's a belting attempt, to be fair. But, you know, touching further on Vard and the remaining player at WTSG, they do have all those loot boxes that they can go through now, all the dead bodies. OMG, they're arriving to the party, but yeah, they're actually being gatekeeped out, funnily enough.
And now OMG have barely been inside the new circles at any given point. And I mean barely. They'll often sit very much on the cusp of it. Now Team Gates could pose a real problem here, and they've had another team hot on their heels the entire way. So OMG aren't going to have the complete freedom throughout this. And I actually think Refund might get all the attention here. Mortify might be too busy trying to help out his teammate because Funky M's on the way past. So is Pino. Silo is going to be in trouble here. UMP switched up. Maybe hearing those cars pull up. He holds his breath trying to hear any steps that go past, and Mortify's doing the same thing. This could be big. They have no idea who's around here. Team Gates are playing very cautious and careful because they're down to 2. They don't have all the players in the world to be able to go for these crazy hits, but OMG are looking like they're on foot here, kind of leaving the vehicles behind and starting to go for a run. So this is going to be a big fight. They'll be fighting uphill as well, which can be quite tough, especially against Refund, who've shown that they have power.
I think OMG don't realize what's going on, so they'll
Did Chip just see them?
I think they're just skirting this. I don't think they have the information because they're still looking back at themselves. Oh, one of them does
now
jump
they
up.
know where CeeLo is.
Yeah, he's got the answer. UMP in hand, goes for the pre-fire, doesn't quite see him.
He's got to go fast. He's got to know there's other teammates close enough by. He's got, oh, the timing, he hits the tick on the nade. Smart play from him, but now he sees 2. He needs support, he needs help, but he's got an angle to play on, and that's enough, apparently. Reload comes in, Prone gets hit. He can't withstand another. Funky M to the rescue, but look who's heard it. It's the Death Squad, OMG. They smell blood in the water, but Mortify. Could he be the man to unravel? Silent, silent, silence. He's walked over him. He's picked around. He's baffled, but he gets the kill. Now OMG are not going to stop there. They know that it's Refund here. The nades get put up. OMG, they have their guns. They got the SKSs. They've got the nades. And they've got the ferocious attitude we know them for.
This is insane. They're swinging it round. One's on the backside. The nades are there. All the smokes are down. 3 players are up. Make that down to 1. The grenades are good. They're fantastic. You call them a death squad, and it's going their way precisely. Shooting through the smokes and just hoping to see some sign of life
Funky M saved them before, but it's too little too late. Surely this time it went too far. OMG again kick things off, looking deadly.
Oh, fair enough, it was only one player, but 2 teams back to back. 5 kills in the bag, GG so far. OMG continue to strike fear into the hearts of players on Miramar. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. The circle's kind of gone their way. It's in the northern area, so they don't have too far to get there. They do have Liquid just ahead of them on the very tip, though, so they need to be very, very careful. 17 teams, 57 individual players alive. We're only 20 minutes in, and we've lost 3 teams already.
We've had a good couple of early fights coming out, essentially, is what's happened here. Ones that are non-avoidable. You're already out of your cards. You're already in a different spot. You have to take it or you die. Now we'll be seeing the rest of the teams in the south beginning their maneuvers up towards the northern side. This is a bit of a back and forth battle. One of those where no one really wants to commit to this because Chiefs are already feeling a bit of the pressure here. They'd had some early fights to make you feel a little bit, you know, wounded, but the nade's coming out, and actually, that's a big couple of kills coming in.
Yeah, that's 2 players from Black down. Chromatic will be able to get Sexy pick up, which, to be honest with you, is going to be imperative going forward. Taking so much damage earlier on, it's going to cost them time. They are inside the circle. No one's really going to give them any pressure because there is nobody behind them. ONG still lurking in the distance.
Nice tag. That was 2 tags there.
It just, how quickly they can snap to individual targets. Ridiculous. We'll do the same again. Here's the bullets coming
that
through.
Could be a steal.
Sees Smith go down in the edge. That should be one. Looking for another, and there it is. 15 points goes his way. Pure Boy still taking fire from the distance. The Aussies want to get involved as well. Chief just looking in the distance across there.
Look at OMG and Liquid towards the top. That could be a potential fight down the line unless they just swing where they are. There's no need for them to get involved too early on. Again, we know that OMG will take a fight if it's in front of them, but overextending for fights doesn't seem to be the name of their game. They'll play the balance perfectly. The nade is good, though. It's very good. And it's going to be Texas there. Knights, a team that we want to see more from. They've shown that they have the potential. Now we need to be delivered on the biggest of stages.
More importantly, they're taking out a guy who has picked up a crate. You saw the MK14 in his back pocket, so they're going to be freed up. Take the helmet off him, take the chest, take the body, take the points. 16 teams, easy peasy. The thing that you have to remember about OMG as well is that we're taking out, there was initial fight going on there when they did rock up to it. So there was 2 sets of body boxes on the floor. Those guys are going to be absolutely geared out of their mind. Scopes, add-ons, gun attachments, and more importantly,
look at this position.
All the bullets in the world.
Yeah, they were actually lacking that. I saw a couple of the AKs that they're holding on to were down to maybe 2 clips worth of ammo, so they actually could have done with that. That's good for them to be able to pick it up and supplement what they earlier had. For now, though, Knight's going to try and find their position. This next circle will force a couple of people into uncomfortable spots because vehicles have been dropped by this point for the vast majority. Very central. So everyone's just going to kind of condense their way forward. It's not going to be too many hard shifts or big swings, but Critical there does find one of the Made in Thailand players, catching them out maybe.
So that's going to put CGX on alert. Ring the dinner bell. They'll push up slightly.
Oh, look at this angle.
He knows what's going on. Jeems in the kill feed. Meanwhile, finds Sexy Pig. IGL, Genji Black, he's down. Vard onto D's. 15 points to WTSG. That's a big kill for them. Keeps them going through the competition. Sampty, he's got a hillside to play with, a little bit of elevated line of sight. You can see in the distance, though, we've seen a few M24s lurking around, so he needs to be very careful. That could be a very good grenade.
I think we've got some long-range fights between Gold and OMG working their way in, but Avanga in the middle, and we're going to be seeing Gold and D taking a lot of room here. We were discussing when Genji Gold were going to get involved into this because Genji Black are under pressure. The Molotovs are burning. The nades are coming through. Grammatic's still alive here. Liquid need to get past him. Ibby's got one in hand, as does Skoom. Nade should be going over here, hopefully for a connection. No, they're just not landing it. Grammatic's got a chance in this. The bounce! Oh, it's Shroud all over.
That's
that one's good. Ibby shows us how it's done.
Back pop, pocket, GG. Genji Black goes down in 16th place.
And both of these teams in the situation we're looking at right here do need to move forward as well. I think Na'Vi did just get found as well. So this is big. Vanguard and OMG are in a bit of a battle as well. You're seeing that unfold. It's just Mumino standing. Keen's already been taken down. And these guys, they just don't stop. They finally lose out a player though. Actually, there's a bit of a fight back here. It's Genji Gold. They've been spotting these guys the entire way and they got a confirmed kill. Finally seeing OMG maybe not looking flawless here.
Made in Thailand's gone. Ghost are doing all kinds of damage. Down in the kill feed there to Ghost. Ghost are answering back at least. Keep an eye to see when one of those two teams goes down.
That Ghost Knights fight is big, Rich.
They pushed them back. I mean, at the moment, we can see it. Ghost are just pinning back Knights into the blue right now. There's players down on either side, but it looks like it's Profi with a God Nade. Absolutely battered, all 3 for 1. And the Knights are gone from this competition.
They certainly are. Now, if you look at the positioning coming from Genji Gold, again, these guys weren't having the biggest of performances, but we were so impressed with them in that third-person perspective, you can't write them out. They were such a dominant team. They won just about everything, and their positioning is good here. They've gone for the greedy play. 2 in a nice compound. You've got 2 split out onto the terrain beside it, so they hold a lot of the map currently. The north side is currently Liquid. OMG still have players alive towards the northeast. The south is the NA side, Honey Badger Nation and Ghost, and then towards the west of things, you've still got Chiefs out there, you've got CGW out there, you've got a lot of teams still kind of scrapping around this area.
OMG down to 2 players. That's good for teams looking forward. Liquid still got 4 up in the north chilling. As you can see from the POV, Ibby with an SLR kicking around.
Eastern Circle, OMG have it. Gold have it, Honey Badger Nation, Savage, and welcome South George.
They're actually pushing in.
Oh no, this is, I don't think they expect it. Do they know? Will they know? Lion KK, the man is a monster, and I would not be wanting to be in Liquid's shoes here. You've got to know that they were around this position. Both teams are aware, but by how much? Lion KK, he was considering a nade here. He spots out one. Oh, he gets spotted back though. Put to position. He quickly gets out a nade. James needs to land these shots and land them fast. The M16's in hand, the nade comes out, the tag comes in, James is under pressure, Ibby's got 1 ticked, and as does Scoom. It's Lion KK, he's in trouble, the nades aren't bad, but they're not good enough. They still stand, OMG hold the line. Samty's on the flank though, Rich.
Not getting too aggressive just yet, they're going to send Samty to the right-hand side. Scoom's on the top as well, so they might be able to just pincer them here. Here comes the crush, they look down the barrel, Samty's there, the knock is good. Where's the last one? 1 player remains, and he's gone, I believe. No, he's not. He's just hiding and praying they don't see him. But honestly, with the buffer of how many points they've got throughout this competition so far, Lauren, getting top 10 is fantastic for them.
That's it. What is a god to a non-believer? Liquid come out today and show us a little more of what we wanted to see from them. They were sat around that top 5, top 6, not the performance you expect from Liquid, but today is a different day. Now actually, Genji Gold's starting to get a bit of pressure, maybe from range. No one was that close to Loki, so I feel like he's been maybe picked off with those cars, SKS's, minis, and now every other team in that western side is going to be the next big point. You've got a lot of teams working their way forward.
Badge just throwing out the warning nades here. He is inside the circle, so at least as a one-man band, just wants to try and keep people away from him and keep his position as clear and clean as possible. Try and climb up that leaderboard. P for Potato takes down Mr. Yoppie. Mr. Yoppie right at the start, going head-to-head with that 686. Let's look a little bit further afield. Genji Gold still have all 4 up, and obviously you got one of those players lurking with the AUG as well. Helmet and vest, 333, all laughing away. Loki's POV now. I think CWG blue right in front of us. Yep, Laveri's gone down as well. He's dead. They're in a bit of a pickle right now. Savage, Ragnar. I don't think any of his teammates are in a position to try and pick him up. Loki's on the back foot as well. You heard it on the desk. The DMRs in this entire meta are just... they're so strong and so valuable because you can easily find them. You can pick 7.62 ammo, you can pick 5.56, you can whack any kind of
his
scopes
goal
on them.
being pressured though, Rich. We'll come back to that because this is big. These were the players who are split slightly further out from the rest. They may not have instant support. Loki needs to get there and save the day, but it looks like there's pressure elsewhere. Liquid won a bit of the battle as well. This is going to be pressure on both fronts. Loki did come in, did find Turtle. He finds McCoy! Loki's up to no good, and Turtle does get confirmed dead as well. This is very nice play, good control on the Scar. Breaks watching with lust in his eyes as we see another master of spray coming out.
Balok peeks around the corner and soon dips back as the fire does come his way.
Don't want that.
Nope, Loki's done his job. He's eliminated enough. Eska though, kill feed, that's Ibby knocked. AUG finally rears its head. ACOG on top. It's a nasty weapon, 5.56, and again, you can just spray this at range because of the kickback on it. It's a fantastic long-range weapon as it is close.
But the angle is excellent from him. You need a Car 98 to be able to dig you out of that. Balak does go down in the end. That was the fight we were watching earlier with Loki. They're holding on very well here. Vard is your last man for Welcome to South George. He's desperately trying to be able to stay alive, but he's in between so much madness here. But his nade's good. That's found Ibby. This throws a spanner into the works. James is trying to creep his way forward on it. Scoom. Oh, Vard! On his own, a feral man in the wild here. James trying to make up for it, but Vard now deals with that. No! The trade The trade was almost there, but Liquid had the numbers. Samty was still alive, so revives are possible. Honey Badger Nation, though, working their way in towards gold here. That's 3 men on the move. That could be the next big fight.
They've not actually, this is their first knock, so they'll bleed slow here. It all comes down to how low Q plays this one. Samty might be able to get both of them up here. This would be massive if they could. The damage has been done. The armors are going to be dinked. Fast rail around the corner. Eska,
do they know?
He's the one with the ghillie, so he's hiding in the bush.
God. Eska on the prowl. He pounces on fast rail. Where's the support? His teammates, they're being called in now. They know there's more here. Eska leans the angle, spots out Wick, but look who's in the back lines. Gold have more players now close by. A nade could be big. Eska does go down, but will he be confirmed? No, he's got cover for now. Gelator needs to get there, needs to find a spot, needs to play this out perfectly. He's looking for him, but is it going to be enough? Is he good enough to take on a whole squad here?
He has to back up. 50% HP still. Peeking the corner, will get to the vehicle, probably able to get the res here. If Honey Badger Nation want to be smart, they should push this. They should knock them out. He's all dinked up. He's all kind of damaged. That's 2 for 2 now.
Loki was so far away. He's going to try and get in there now. The prone, the timing. He's got to get back up. He's going to try and save his team, but it's too little, too late potentially now. He does find one. He confirms the kill, avenging his fallen teammates. But now this is where the nerves kick in. This is fast rail now picked up. Grizzly's there, and Loki hits the deck. Eska will bleed out. Surely nothing he can do. He's trying to find information for his team, but still standing strong as Liquid. You have a Chiefs man working his way on the edge there. He's playing the Bush Wookiee as such. He's going to be trying to work his way forward. Edge peeks up. He's a strong one as well. He's got level 3 helmet on that. I would not be peeking that willy-nilly.
55% damage reduction, but it does rip off 50% of his HP. They have information where they are. Look at that circle swing. It goes towards Honey Badger Nation. Edge, last man standing for his team.
But look at the gun he's got.
Up close and personal with that extended mag, the Vector's going to do damage.
And he's got a big boy gun on the back, so let's not write Edge out just yet. Just leave him alone. He's like, you know, a Hornet's nest. Just don't go near it. Don't poke it. Leave it be. Now, this is the big story here. Loki can be the annoying gatekeeper. As soon as these buildings get a little bit of pressure, he could catch them on the way out if they try and push for real estate. Liquid need to move towards this, though. They've heard the fights in the background. They'd have heard what was happening with Gold and Honey Badger Nation. They don't know how that went down, but they know there's 4 teams alive.
What's so impressive here is that I'm still seeing level 2s on Team Liquid. So either they've been and looted dead bodies and got themselves back up to a full kit, or previously it were just the nades that knocked them down. He's fancying a vehicle. I mean, I don't blame him, to be honest. So you bring it in and give him some kind of a wall.
Does he get him up on the roof as well, maybe? Yeah. It might. Gives him a nice bit of extra cover to play around. But that's an easy shot for Edge, and they don't expect him there either. Liquid have a little bit of an angle left open here.
Edge doing what his name suggests and playing it. Fast rail holding the angle. The tiniest crack seen through. Grizzly holds the door as well. Loki still clinging on. Because remember, Honey Badger Nation, they've been knocked, they've been damaged. You'd expect their durability on the items to be
Edge has been spotted.
Does he have meds? Because he's still 50% HP. I didn't know if he had meds or not. He must have a stim on, surely.
Maybe. Edge has made his way, and he's going to just hit the deck, I can imagine. Prone in any cover he has. It's the next circle. Again, this is going to be very tense. No team has to make moves here in theory.
I didn't see the arm. I heard you say a big boy gun, but I didn't know it was literally that big. So it could be a problem for several teams. But again, at this, I mean, don't get me wrong, he can get some kind of an angle now. He caused problems for Team Liquid if he caught someone's face.
Because if you look at Liquid's positioning, they don't actually have the perfect position in this circle. They're not particularly safe. They have this building, and that's it, and it's very open to Edge. If he gets the orm out and he starts picking at them, this could be a really easy way for them to start getting pressured. So let's see if Edge is feeling up to the task. You might not want to give away so much of your position in the fact that when the next circle hits, you're going to be running in, all eyes on you. But he can hold the cross in theory. The terrain here actually plays not too badly for Edge. He could maybe get the tree early, but again, you'll be pincered. Scoom going to be working his way forward. Hits the deck, goes for the pro. Now, Honey Badger Nation are going to be locked in by Loki, 100%. 100%. He will wait as late as he can.
Fast Rail's got to get a nice pick here. He's got an M24 inside that build, and if he can find one of Liquid's faces, then that gives them a doorway, gives them an opening. But like you say, this is a lovely place from Scoom. Extend a little bit further. The annoyances of smoke will go down. They'll try and build some sort of a wall, and it looks like Liquid are going to do the same as well. You can see Scoom already with a smoke nade in hand.
10 seconds. They need to start stimming up, getting ready. I'm seeing flashes coming out for Honey Badger Nation. Anything they have is going to be put into play. Jeems, it's a little bit of pressure. A couple of shots come out, but I think that's Loki potentially. I'm not sure. Edge going to have to start working his way in as well. Jeems is keeping eyes on those buildings. The 16's not perfect, but we're going to watch what he can do with his Grizzly. Going to be... Oh, he's hit the prone. That's a smart way forward. Liquid hold the circle for now. It looks like it's all eyes towards Honey Badger Nation and Loki. Edge Creeping forward, dipping into the blue, back and forth. Who sees who first? It's a terrifying game of hide and seek for now. Smoke goes in for Loki. Edge, move forward. He's in a bad spot now. He gets found by Fast Rail. That does mean we're down to 3 here. Loki's still alive, trying to use the smoke. Hits the deck, hits Jeans towards Fast Rail. It's actually Honey Badger Nation doing very nicely here. Grizzly doing well, but not well enough. It's 2 teams, and oh my, wait, did that die to the blue?
I think he died to the blue.
He died to the blue!
He did. He died to the blue, and Genji Gold are actually gifted a win.
What a fumble from Liquid at the end. They thought maybe that was it. Huge errors being made from Liquid at the end. I don't think they knew that Loki was even alive, and he waited so long. He was the last man to turn up and try and support Eska, who went down, and Chelito, who went down, and he was the one locking in Honey Badger Nation. But then Liquid took a lot of damage in that fight, and maybe just didn't move up quick enough in that blue.
I think he's as stunned as what we are. I was looking at, I thought, are they going to push on this one? Are they going to move in? I mean, I don't know what happened there, but that's a... When you're chasing OMG and they've gone down in 4th,